Hey, just a second. You know, say for subscribe now free. Plenty people already watch here. They know they subscribe because someone feel say for subscribe, they need for pay money. If you not be known for no now say for subscribe now free. But why for subscribe? If for subscribe for three main reason. Number one, you go be the first person we go know whenever we come on live. Number two, you go be the first person we go know whenever we upload new video. And number three, you go be the first person for comments, like or share. And the last one for support we, so we go bring kind of content here regularly to you. So you see how it beneficial to you. So if you don't subscribe it, what you do it? I for subscribe to TPP Leo now. And before I forget, not forget for click the notification bell so you go get all the notification. Bam.
We don't want to go deeply for try for analyze within our parliament, the role of parliamentarians, because we don't do it many times. All we know that each and every 5 years we elect representative for go talk for we, because why? We're not going to talk for ourselves all. Parliament now is supreme making body. Where among the roles that we them for make laws and for remove laws that we don't want, and again verify, even check the activities of the executive arm of government. When you talk about government, you get three arms of government. You get the legislature, when at the parliament, you get the executive, you get the judiciary. Now, parliamentarian, their role, now for represent we, go talk for we, because out of 7 million, not we all go able to go sit down at one place, go begin to talk. Therefore, this idea of electing certain people for go talk for a particular constituency, for the needs, the interests of the people. But today we don't see those very people where now parliamentarians they don't come, they are misguided, they are blinded, they are no longer there for the interests of the ordinary people. I mean, if you check, some of we now among the first people who will be first team up very hard for bringing this to the people. In 2018, when the parliamentarians then take power, when President Bill Kana power, one of the first things what the parliamentarians then do, they ask for more than 300%. This now something will be shock the world, because the time when President Bill take power, there was a cry that said the economy was bankrupt, and that's the outgoing government then take everything, and there's nothing. The economy they in shambles. Just after a few months, we parliamentarians back then, they asked for 300% increment to their salary. What are the work order they do when they deserve 300% into their salary? We know they condemn hard work. We know they say, oh, person work hard, enough forgets. But you tell me as a union, what are the type of job all parliamentarians they do, or what they don't do where they deserve forget 300%? 300%. Tell me that. Me and you to Sierra Leone, we know exactly how much work, what kind of development, what kind of policies, what kind of contribution, what kind of sincerity, what kind of impact what we parliamentarians and don't do where them for act in 2018 for 300% increment. Among the things that wouldn't be asked, so it'd be so shameful. It'd be so shameful. Now, I'll come back to people. I mean, their first act, because their salary gonna be $1,500, and they asked for 12.7 million. That's you can imagine. Before they asked for 12.7 million, when I like 4,437 million euros per month. This is what the parliamentarian back then asked for. A country where the GDP, if you look at with GDP, what will they get as a country? The per capita income, what would they get as an no, you get people where say then they go to for your interest, they ask for more, give them 300% back then. And I'm not be tap there. It's not about their salary. Let no say the people are not just care. They not just care. Now, then we need 37 million loans 2018 per month, and they want allowance. They want vehicle allowance one at $13,000 per term. Vehicle allowance $13,000 per term. And not be tap there. They want medical allowance one at $5,000 annually. $5,000 annually. And not be tap there. They want a rent allowance when at $20,000 annually plus wardrobe allowance for buy clothes. for buy clothes. Can you imagine? People and they are not getting for it. We so-called parliamentarians so serious that then they even ask for me, then give them money for go buy clothes. That was back then. Well, the outcry be so loud that then be back off with those outlandish requests. Now they don't come back. Now a leak document don't show see with parliamentarians they can stop at nothing. Forget the one. Now, recently when we get this, we feel a joke, but it was a leak bill. The document contained proposal for the salary and benefits for members of parliament, where they don't gadget. They don't gadget and just be they wait for the next sitting where this thing come out of. The bill were entitled and the entitlement of parliamentarian welfare, then call a welfare act bill for 2022. The bill they seek for the increments salary of the speaker, the deputy, the clerk, the members of parliament. And now the second term this order they do this, the back there, then do the same thing. Now this one again, let we come back, we'll see some of the things and then not change, much not change from what in be sick. Much not change. Now, some of the demand where the document where them be asked for back there, look at the new one. The salary of the then be say the salary of the speaker should be the same as that of the vice president. These are one of the things. Now, we'll break them down. Now, if we break them down small, there were medical allowance this time on $15,000 per annum per year. Now, let me check back then. How much them be asked for medical allowance was 5,000, and now they don't increase on 3 times. Times 3. They want medical allowance on $15,000 per annum. Where for include them WEF and 3 picking there. WEF and 3 picking there. Can you imagine? WEF and 3 picking there. And they want a vehicle allowance, $25,000 per term. What thing they be asked for back then 2018 was 15,000. Now they are asking for $25,000 per term. And they're not tap deal. Them go further this time around again for ask recess allowance of 1 month salary. Recess allowance. And again, MP, therefore fly in business class for all international travels. So if any of parliamentarians will get invitation for any country, they not for use economy class, then they use business class, as if to say we're a first class country there. I mean, the people and they're just too selfish and wickedness. They're not able to just watch how this ordinary salon person they suffer. What's how did they this money? Now, this is a question you ask, where we go get this money? Now, they want city allowance again of 250,000, 200 per city allowance. No, not happening. They want security personnel and offices where this bill cover all. And also, they want the percentage increment salaries where for reflect their pension with immediate effect. And they're not happening. And they want what Odwop allowance as well. You see. These are the type of people who we elect. These are the type of people who they say that they are there for the interests of the country. But I don't talk many times here. The parliamentarians, majority of the parliamentarians, if not all, their main interest in that house is for themselves and their party. They don't form a cabal, a clan-based thinking. There's nothing much you go talk about them. No, not got nothing for convince me, because a bill like this, can you imagine? People that they go through fear long go up right now. 1 gallon don't go 18,000. Don't you get people that want to represent it? We for sorry for people. We for sorry for the ordinary person. Say, okay, what's that this money they come in the first place? If I still ask, not from the consolidated fund. With small tax, with small bigger money what they put in our consolidated fund, our catch box. And then they go pull and pay them. And how they go take care of the basic necessities? How we go supply? How water go day? How free water? 30 days will not get 30 days with the camping water. 30 days. 30 days we talk about water. 30 days we talk about light. We talk about road. Over 60 years now. 60 years we talk about the same thing. And we get parliamentarians where they still demand for an excess more than 300%. increment into everything, including wardrobe allowance, clothes. The one where we saloon people and buy clothes for them. What a shame! What a disgrace! What kind of type of people would they be? What kind of type of people are there? My God. This is Sierra Leone. Anyway, now move on to the next agenda, the next topic. We hope the civil societies and go pay attention on this. We hope Sierra Leone people and go pay attention on this. Now we'll continue for make as much pressure as we can for at least this thing not come to reality. Because if you see we set mouth, we'll not talk. Then people are they're so wicked, they don't care about you and me. Then we'll go secretly pass this bill, it don't become a problem now. How for we withdraw them benefits in there. Now we get the opportunity where you not become a lawyer, me and you for team up and talk and call we parliamentarians and for me them think twice. It's okay for let somebody do a good job done the award. Yeah, if you guys are doing a marvelous job, you create a lot of impact in the community, you are serious about your job, you have the interest of the people without any doubt, then definitely if the economy is strong enough, then we can consider that yes, you guys deserve it. Some of us will be in the front, and some of us will be like the agitators to speak on your behalf or even campaign on your behalf. But as far as the condition is concerned, you guys does not deserve even 1% increment into your salary. Rather, in fact, in some cases, una for even reduce part of your salary, you not give back to the people. If in a 1%, just show love because we're not able to do much. Things are hard, but again, we get business, we get channel. I mean, we know what's in the happen within the parliament, within the house. Una can get contracts there, una can get sitting constancy allowance, una can get una get way for survive for una family. What about the next person now? What about the next person? My God. Anyway, let's move on to the next video. We'll look at the NGC, the perspective regarding state of affairs of the country, and this now the reality where they happen. I know say we all get different view, but at least this is not something new. Not just play
well, in the first place, President Bill don't try his best. If I say he not trying best, I go lie. But it's also true that his best is not enough. You understand? So what he able to do, now he don't do so. You know, and it is very clear that he not able to do past what he do so because this is not first time, and you know, now this first time we don't see all in strength. So if in strength in first time not enough for the people of Sierra Leone, so you know they expect much in the second time. But also, before I talk about the things that we so disappointed over, let's talk about waiting with MIF and we NGC party feel say don't do a good. Where basically it don't increase access to the school building. Me not call them free quality education. I call them access to the school building. What do I mean? But who picking them now? They go inside school building with the intention, then they go land, but then they come back empty. So the access to the school building is a good thing, and the access you don't create. And the bad them boku. You go see, of course, a few days ago I just come and say I did. They will invite we all. Then the arrest, then it's Bright and CDI at Tunis and plenty other Femi Claudio School. Then you know good for we politics, we democracy, human rights, etc., etc. And then they create a lot of political instability where they make the country people feel say not safe and not good for investment, not good for nobody. We move to the economy. Of course, I've been a very good research, resourceful individual where they provide qualitative and quantitative data to the party of NGC on the things that really happen. For example, what in called the bread and butter issues, almost for breast, almost for palmine, almost for pepper. According to we last research, now being 68,000 loans for a family of 4, mama, papa, and 2 pikin for able for manage for cook small food. When I want them back, you go eat them. Then I been earlier on this year, and we don't see the increment in the price of fuel, the increment in the dollar. Somebody just told me it's mentioned at 13,500 black market for dollar. So you commodity, you go to energy. We all know say light not day. You commodity, you go to water not day. You commodity, you go to what should I call it? You go to like systems in this country. It is difficult. For example, I don't pay for me motor driver's license. I don't pay for the renewal of my driver's license. 30 days, they say license or the system shut down. My vehicle law expire the 22nd of this month. My vehicle license do expire. 30 days, they say vehicle license or day. Somebody complains say passport safe no day. So the institutions them they under problem. We don't talk about the independence of the state institution, the police, the media, not for talk. We know what to go through with the media. Thank God for like now where they come up for give the people them the information privately and independently. You go to the judiciary, question day, the people not get confidence. You go to NEC, people not get and EU, international organization, they say don't confirm, waiting your position to talk. So we try to talk not about that, not about that, not the reality of exactly what is happening. Emerson talk about music coconut head. He said you cannot give what you don't have. If you are not, you are not. So for me, in a summary, you know do well. It's you know do well, and going into the election year in period, I see desperation power me for do more because you want for go second term. We see they travel, we see they go try for sign contracts for rest in Vietnam. But one go ask the question, what happened to Tomabom, where he plant immediately after we come into governance? So we see the same things, and I'm sure he cannot continue to lead this country. Usa one for Siam, so I think it's a poor performance for me.
All right, that was the perspective of NGC, and most of these things where this gentleman just released. So these are not something was shocking. No, these are facts. These are things that will happen at the country. So with all these things, with parliamentarians, they still they ask that we for pay them more than 300%. When I mean, just too absurd. It's just too appalling for people like this. We say that they represent the country. I mean, we as a people for become blinded in the reality. And then some of them back then they come out back criticize the government where nothing at the other side. But at the same time, I mean, this now then they come back collectively, they ask for more than 300% for increment into everything for them. I mean, Salom, we don't know. But again, one of the things the video I can bring down to now a very serious video where we want the authorities and pay attention. And then one, and also the international community should pay attention to what is happening, what is breeding in Sierra Leone, because for the fact that we have misguided political drunkards who think that by force, hook or crook, by fire, by force, they must remain, they must stay in power. The international community needs to pay attention on this. And this is the time they should at least take note of some of these videos. So they, in the event that's anything to the contrary, that what we are looking for, peace, free and fair election. To the contrary, these are the type of people they should be looking for. You like put on to million people who gets people that were so power hungry that now then they say if anybody imagine a chairman SLP, they say if anybody who no one let mother bio get second time, it killer. It take a look at this. This is so disgusting, it's shameful, it's disgraceful. As if for good people now by force. This is not a dictatorial. This is not an autocratic country. We've passed those days. Now we'll talk about democracy, the will of the people. We get a contract, 5 years contract. I employ you. If I see so like they perform well, I get right for change my mind. It's not about you forces. I will work for you by force. If I know I work for you, if I know I let you work for me again, you know what? We the people of Sierra Leone now we get the power. Now we decide. Now we put SLPP. If based on the things that where the Apple feel say like say we no need them again. Good do na thank you. We not say yes, we get good intention, na try our best, but again, not with other people. Now, so if for be, but if you get some people that will feel say salon na a kingdom, salon na their own country, salon na the entitlement and everything, and that anybody try them power na death. Take a look at this one. Shamefully, disgraceful. Take a look at this.
Yeah, Chairman, yeah, Chairman, Chene,
Chairman Chene,
Ken Kurusi, now talk and do. Sexy Chairman, sexy yes. Now the country chairman.
Yes.
And the country chairman. The sexiest chairman.
Correct.
The finest.
Correct.
Celebrity chairman.
Anybody say no, I'm Madam Ben Secretary. Listen, anybody say no, I'm Madam Ben Secretary.
The sexiest chairman. The progress chairman.
Yes.
Now the chairman is
anybody say, you know, let me go in second time.
Yeah, Chairman, yeah, Chairman, Chene,
Yeah, Chairman Chene,
yeah,
Chairman Chene,
Ken Kurusi, can fuck I can. Now talk and do. Sexy Chairman, sexiest. Sexiest.
I don't know sexy.
When are you going to die? Chairman, when are sexy? Defensive by sexiness.
All right, so that was the video where catch some of our attention, where we feel say the authorities and for pay attention on this, for let you get a willing. At least I'm not going to do nothing. If na opposition member of parliament now in talk word like this, right now the police said they don't go arrest her, he then a jail, he then go to investigator. For if na opposition, now a member of parliament, a member of SLPP, a chairman. Publicly, they can't say anybody will not want for Lemara Bio get second time, they kill her. You're in the background, you not talking one safe. For say Bambana mistake, slip of the tongue, he repeats them 3 times. 3 times. The authorities and then they see not see this, so they ignore no. Now that make even the fight against corruption, now losing battle is shameful because it's selective. Now selective justice. So at the end of the day, it don't make no sense. A member of SLPP is calling for the killing of Sierra Leoneans in case Sierra Leoneans refuse to vote for Marabio. Publicly, we'll keep them videos here. We go keep them videos here. The few days ago, Eunice, let's see if I see this video. Tunis talk, a few months ago, now radio 98.1, he talk about third level. Immediately after the interview, the arrestor, he go na CID. He go on a CID. Take a look at this.
Say that one day self not they happen. And very soon we go reach the 3rd level when I for ensure say we begin to mobilize the people of this country within the confines of the law for take on this government. Very soon we will reach that stage there. But for now, as opposition, we go continue for do what we do so, and address issues, we get for hinder on the progress and development of Australia.
Talking about the 3rd layer or 3rd approach, looking at the past, what would be the approach of the opposition for engaged governments?
I just named them. Like, for example, when the APC been in power, you see plenty time where something that happen, especially when there's something we get for doing the national.
So, Famu, that was an interview. Immediately after Yaya Tunis done this interview, they arrest her. They invite her straight because of it. He talk about 3rd level. But when you look at what he say within the confine of the law, we go mobilize people there. Within the confine of the law, for let we vote this government out. This is what he say. Look, you see, now so is now you will plan. But this interview landed na CID. And here you get an SLPP member of parliament, a chairman is saying publicly that if Sierra Leonean refuse, or anybody that refused to allow President Bio for a second term, it should be killed. Take a look again. Maybe just a cam. So scary.
Now the country chairman.
Yes.
And the country chairman.
The success chairman.
Correct.
The finance.
The finance.
Correct.
Celebrity
Correct.
chairman.
Anybody say no, I'm Madam Bay Secretary. Listen, anybody say no, I'm Madam Bay Secretary.
The success chairman. The progress chairman.
Yes.
Now the chairman is
Anybody say, you know, let me not be going second time.
Yeah, chairman, yeah, chairman.
All right, family, another year live, and it's free. And I know for sure 100% nothing will happen because he's a member of the ruling party, and they will just ignore. They will just turn a blind eye. They will just pretend as if they never had anything like this. And this is bad. This is dangerous, and this is not encouraging for a thriving democracy. That's why perhaps what other people are saying, that our democracy is under threat, is true, because we see how the game they change. Now it seems as if not just like, I mean, the slogan "Pauper by force." Things get for the moving that kind of forceful way. Either they for me or either for me. You know, for they against me. If they're against me, no issue. And this is not democracy. But open press say people are going to be more vigilant coming in this election. We know say yes, enough is enough. And this now a spirit where we go test for see how we don't become so matured in terms of democracy na the country, even at the sub-region. Until then, my name is Mohamed Kagbo. We bring Cantona back, other very interesting program. Until then, bye-bye.
Talking point platform for news every day. Now we countries and law for education.